Land of Contrasts, Unveiling Algeria. Algeria. The name conjures up images of vast deserts, ancient ruins, and a fierce, independent spirit. This North African nation, the largest on the continent, is a land of breathtaking beauty and complexity. From the bustling streets of Algiers to the serene expanse of the Sahara, Algeria is a country that defies easy categorization. This North African nation, the largest on the continent, is a land of breathtaking beauty and complexity. Its landscapes are as diverse as its history, ranging from the Mediterranean coastline to the rugged Atlas Mountains and the vast arid Sahara Desert. Each region tells its own story, contributing to the rich tapestry that is Algeria. Roman ruins stand as silent witnesses to a turbulent past. These ancient structures scattered across the country are remnants of a time when Algeria was a vital part of the Roman Empire. They offer a glimpse into a bygone era where civilizations clashed and cultures merged. The Sahara Desert stretches endlessly, its dunes whispering tales of ancient caravans and forgotten empires. This vast desert, covering much of Algeria, is both a barrier and a bridge, connecting the country to the rest of Africa and beyond. The Sahara is a place of mystery and wonder, where the sands hold secrets of the past. But beneath the surface lies a different story. In the bustling cities and quiet villages there is a reality that is often overlooked. It's a story of struggle, of poverty, and limited opportunities. Despite the country's natural wealth and historical significance, many Algerians face daily challenges that are hard to imagine. One less talked about, hidden in the shadows of minarets and bustling souks. These vibrant marketplaces, filled with the sounds and smells of daily life, also conceal a darker side. It's a side of Algeria that is rarely seen by tourists, but it is very real for those who live it. It's a story of struggle, of poverty, and limited opportunities. Many Algerians live in conditions that are far removed from the picturesque images often associated with the country. These challenges are a stark contrast to the beauty and history that define Algeria. A story that, unfortunately, intersects with the dark side of human desire, the world of sex tourism. This is a harsh reality that many prefer to ignore, but it is a part of the complex fabric of Algerian society. The allure of quick money and the desperation of poverty create a dangerous mix. It's an uncomfortable truth, one that clashes with the romanticized image many have of Algeria. The country's stunning landscapes and rich history are often overshadowed by the harsh realities faced by its people. This dichotomy is a reminder that beauty and hardship often coexist. But to understand this complex issue, we must delve deeper, beyond the tourist brochures and into the heart of the matter. We must look beyond the surface and see the real lives of the people who call Algeria home. Only then can we begin to understand the true nature of this beautiful and complex country, to the lives of those caught in its web. These are the stories of real people, each with their own struggles and dreams. By listening to their voices, we can gain a deeper understanding of Algeria and the challenges it faces. This is the true unveiling of Algeria, a land of contrasts, beauty, and complexity. An uncomfortable truth: sex tourism shadow, sex tourism. It's a global plague, leaving scars on communities from Southeast Asia to South America. The allure of quick money and the desperation of poverty create a toxic mix, drawing vulnerable individuals into a dark underworld. This isn't just a problem of the developing world, it's a stain on humanity that transcends borders and cultures. We've seen it in Thailand, in the Dominican Republic, in places where poverty and tourism collide. These are destinations often associated with sun, sand, and sea, but beneath the surface lies a grim reality. The same tourists who come for the beaches and the nightlife may also be seeking something far more sinister. But Algeria? This isn't your typical sex tourism hotspot. Algeria, with its rich history and stunning landscapes, seems an unlikely setting for such a dark trade. Yet, the shadows of sex tourism have crept into its corners, hidden from the casual observer but all too real for those who live it. It's not a place openly advertised for such pursuits, yet it exists. In the quiet, unassuming streets of Algiers, behind the facade of normalcy, a hidden world thrives. It's a world that operates in the shadows, away from the prying eyes of the public and the authorities. In the dimly lit corners of Algiers, in the whispers exchanged in tourist bars, a trade flourishes. It's a trade built on secrecy and discretion, where deals are made with a nod and a handshake, and where the currency is not just money, but human lives. It's discreet, often hidden in plain sight. The bustling markets and crowded streets provide the perfect cover for illicit activities. To the untrained eye, it looks like any other busy day in the city. But for those who know where to look, the signs are there. The signs are there. The subtle glances, the quick exchanges, the knowing looks. It's a language of its own, understood by those who are part of this hidden world. Older tourists, often European men, accompanied by much younger Algerian women. This dynamic is not about romance or genuine connection. It's a transactional relationship where the power imbalance is stark and undeniable. A dynamic that raises eyebrows, a silent understanding passing between them. This isn't about romance, it's about power, about exploitation. It's about using one's privilege and wealth to take advantage of the vulnerable. It's about power, about exploitation. The stark contrast between the wealthy tourists and the impoverished locals is a glaring reminder of the inequalities that fuel this trade. It's a cycle of exploitation that perpetuates poverty and despair. It's about a transaction, a desperate attempt to escape poverty, to secure a better life. For many, it's a choice made out of necessity, not desire. It's a heartbreaking reality that underscores the need for change. And it's a story that needs to be told. The shadows of sex tourism in Algeria are a stark reminder of the global nature of this issue. By shedding light on this hidden world, we can begin to address the root causes and work towards a future where no one is forced into such desperate circumstances. The allure of experience. Why older tourists? The men who come to Algeria seeking more than just the ancient ruins and the desert landscapes are often looking for something else entirely. They seek a certain type of experience, one that plays on power dynamics and societal perceptions. Older men, often with financial resources, are drawn to the perceived vulnerability and desperation of some young Algerian women. These men aren't looking for equals. They're seeking control, a sense of dominance that may be absent in their lives back home. They're drawn to the exotic, the forbidden, the allure of a culture vastly different from their own. And for some, there's the allure of escaping societal judgment, of indulging in fantasies they could never entertain back home. The anonymity of a foreign land, the distance from familiar faces, allows them to shed inhibitions and embrace a darker side of themselves. Desperation and dreams, the roots of exploitation. To understand why this happens, you have to understand the reality on the ground. Algeria, for all its beauty and history, is a country grappling with economic hardship. Unemployment is high, especially among young people. Opportunities are scarce. For some women trapped in poverty and with limited options, the tourist trade offers a lifeline. It's a way to put food on the table, to support their families, to dream of a better future. They become entangled in a system that preys on their vulnerability, their desperation. This isn't a choice made freely. It's a choice born out of necessity, a reflection of a society where traditional values clash with economic realities. It's about survival in a country where the odds are often stacked against them. Scars on the soul, impacts on Algeria and its people. The impact of sex tourism on Algeria is multifaceted and far-reaching. It touches every aspect of society, from the bustling markets to the quiet corners of rural villages. The economic benefits often touted by proponents are overshadowed by the deep social and cultural costs that are rarely discussed. Beyond the immediate economic implications, it leaves an indelible mark on the social fabric of the nation. Communities that once thrived on mutual respect and shared values find themselves grappling with new, often destructive, influences. The traditional ways of life are disrupted, and the sense of community erodes as the industry takes root. The exploitation inherent in this industry perpetuates harmful stereotypes, objectifying Algerian women and commodifying their bodies. This objectification is not just a personal affront, it is a societal wound that festers, affecting how women are viewed and treated in all aspects of life. The media often exacerbates these stereotypes, portraying Algerian women in a light that is far removed from their true identities and capabilities. This, in turn, can lead to increased discrimination and prejudice against women within their own communities, further marginalizing them. Women who are already vulnerable find themselves even more isolated, facing judgment and exclusion from those who should be their support system. The ripple effects of this marginalization can be seen in the reduced opportunities for education and employment, perpetuating a cycle of poverty and dependence. The international perception of Algeria also suffers. Tourists who might have been drawn to the country's rich history and stunning landscapes are deterred by the negative associations. This not only affects the tourism industry but also tarnishes Algeria's image on the global stage, making it harder for the country to attract positive attention and investment. The country, already grappling with the legacy of colonialism and political unrest, becomes associated with an industry that thrives on exploitation and abuse. This association is particularly damaging for a nation striving to rebuild and redefine itself. The scars of colonialism are deep, and the added burden of being linked to sex tourism only compounds the challenges Algeria faces in its journey towards progress and healing. This negative image can deter ethical tourism, further harming the local economy and hindering Algeria's efforts to showcase its rich cultural heritage and natural beauty. Ethical tourists who seek to engage with and support local communities are put off by the negative connotations, leading to a loss of potential revenue and cultural exchange. The beauty of Algeria's landscapes and the richness of its traditions remain hidden from the world, overshadowed by the darker aspects of the tourism industry. The psychological and emotional toll on those involved in sex work is immeasurable. Many women enter this line of work out of desperation, only to find themselves trapped in a cycle of exploitation and abuse. The emotional scars they carry are deep, affecting their mental health and overall well-being. The stigma attached to their work isolates them further, making it difficult to seek help or find a way out. Many women experience trauma, abuse, and social stigma, leading to long-lasting psychological scars. These scars are not just personal, they affect families and communities, creating an environment of fear and mistrust. The support systems that should be in place to help these women are often lacking, leaving them to navigate their trauma alone. The cycle of exploitation often traps them in a life they never chose, with limited opportunities for escape. Breaking free from this cycle requires more than just personal resolve. It demands systemic change and support from the broader community. Only by addressing the root causes of exploitation and providing real opportunities for education and employment can Algeria hope to heal the wounds inflicted by this industry.